That was the last one.
Good evening. Welcome to this candidates forum for the two candidates for Area 5 in the Conejo Valley Unified School District. I'm David Marin, a member of the League of Women Voters, and we have our two candidates with us. There are actually two districts that are up for election. According to league rules, we always have to have at least two candidates in a district of 10. In the other district, Nancy was unavailable due to a scheduling conflict, and we could not host her and Karen. So we will proceed with these two. But before we begin, it's my pleasure to introduce Narda Fargatstein from the AAUW Thousand Oaks.
Yeah. Good evening. My name is Narda Fargatstein, and I'm one of the co-presidents this year of the Thousand Oaks branch of the American Association of University Women, commonly called AAUW. On behalf of my organization and the League of Women Voters, we welcome you to this evening for the election of the school district. I sincerely thank you and to the candidates who are present for spending the time away from their busy schedules to answer the public's questions in an open, nonpartisan setting. Thank you also to the Ventura County unit of the League of Women Voters for providing our expert moderator, David Marin. AAUW strongly believes in community involvement and has over a century of responsible public participation at the local, state, national, and international levels. The history of the American Association of University Women mirrors the progress of women in the United States since 1881. As the number of women graduating from college grew, so did our membership. We have published hundreds of research reports. We have supported the academic achievement of many thousands of scholars, from scientist Marie Curie, where we provided her with the funds for her 1 gram of radium, to the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, to astronaut Judith Resnick, the second woman in travel in space. Our own branch is celebrating 58 years in the Conejo Valley. Our member-endorsed public policy program illuminates and advances AAUW's mission of promoting equity for women and girls through advocacy, education, philanthropy, and research. AAUW fosters factual, in-depth, objective dialogue among legislators and change makers, which results in various types of support for women, girls, and families in all areas of life and work. So let us proceed with the program with Kathy Morgan from the League.
Thank you, Narda. The League of Women Voters was founded in 1920 with the mission of educating a new group of voters, women, who were granted the right to vote nationwide with the passage of the 19th Amendment. We are a nonpartisan organization committed to providing voters with factual, non-biased information, and as such do not support a particular candidate or political party. The League today continues with the mission of empowering voters and defending democracy by registering voters, providing information about the candidates and the issues, getting out the vote, and supporting fair and transparent elections. The candidate forums are opportunities for voters to hear from the various candidates and get the information they need to make an informed choice when they vote. We are glad that you are here tonight to hear from our candidates. We thank our candidates for running for office and for being present to answer your questions. We are pleased to be partnering with AAUW and thank them for their collaboration in presenting this forum. At this time, I would like to turn it back to our moderator extraordinaire, David Marin. Thank you.
All right, let's get started. The way this works, if you were not at the earlier one, we want to hear your questions. We have volunteers walking around with cards and pencils. Just hold up your hand. We'll try and come by, collect your card, and ask as many of them as possible. Candidates will have 1 minute for all of their answers and the opening and closing statements. We are going to begin with Lauren Gill, who will have 1 minute whenever you're ready, Lauren.
Good evening. Thank you to the League of Women Voters and to AAUW for this opportunity. It's an honor to serve as your elected representative on the CVUSD Board of Education. CVUSD is a high-performing district in the top 2.5% in the nation. My children attended CVUSD schools, one a so-called typical learner, one went through the district on an IEP. With approximately 14% of our students having IEPs, that representation on the board is important. Professionally, I am the California Deputy Director of the National Wildlife Federation, currently building the world's largest wildlife crossing right here in the Conejo Valley. I'm a core volunteer with Safe Passage Youth Foundation and with Adelante Comunidad Conejo, two trusted nonprofits that serve our students and families. In my first term, I worked hard to create safe, supported paths to success for all students, to ensure our district remains fiscally resilient, and to provide the support our educators need and deserve. I believe in the promise of public education, and I am committed to good governance.
Thank you. Our next candidate, and I apologize in advance, is it Enderle?
Yes.
Frank Enderle, our second candidate.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to the League of Women Voters for having me. My name is Frank Enderle. I am running for the Conejo Valley Unified School District, District 5. I'm a husband of 24 years. I'm a parent of two college boys that go to the schools and have gone to school in Conejo Valley their whole lives. I'm a top-rated realtor in Conejo Valley. I work at Keller Williams Realty. Through my life of negotiations and through my life of problem solving in the real estate industry, I believe I can help our children and help our schools achieve to the top 2% of our district or the country. I'm deeply rooted in the Conejo Valley Unified District. I was the president of the boosters for Westlake High School. I was member at large boosters for a couple of the other programs. I understand what's going on in the school districts, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't see a problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
First question, and this is about how can the city best partner with the school district regarding shared use of parks, shared use of facilities when school's not in session. So share with us your thoughts about collaborating with the city.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. The question is about the city and the school district partnering together. Sometimes it's about shared use of school district facilities after hours, parks, things like that.
Okay. As a football coach, as a lacrosse coach, I find it's always been a really good challenge trying to get fields for the youth. I think athletics is really important to keep the kids out of trouble after school. It's a great program. We need to be more proactive, and we need to really button things down because there is a shortage of the fields. I've witnessed it. I've seen it. A lot of the schools, they're losing a lot of the shared time that is given with all the schools. You've got the lacrosse program. They have to go all the way out to where Moore Park is to practice because they don't have anything here. So it would be great to get Al Adams and the City Council give us more time through the Parks and Recs because it's really important for the kids.
Thank you. Same question to you, Lauren. How should the city best partner with the school district and parks?
Thank you. The Civic Center Act governs public use of public facilities, and we have a collaborative relationship with Rec and Park and with the City of Thousand Oaks to make our public facilities as available as possible for multiple uses. One of the things that the board did during my first term was to look at our facilities agreements. Many of them had not been updated for many years, and as a result, we had inequitable access to fields and performing arts centers. It was a difficult process to bring all of that into alignment, but we did so in a way that creates fairness and more access for folks at affordable rates or at no rate at all.
Thank you. Lauren, we're going to start with you on the next question. School vouchers. Do you approve of school vouchers? These are methods or initiatives that take public monies and they can be spent at private institutions.
I am firmly opposed to using public money for anything other than public use. Public education monies belong in our public schools so that we can finally get to be fully and fairly funded, which is, we are not fully and fairly funded. And programs like voucher schemes, so-called education savings accounts that take public dollars and move them into private hands are stealing resources from our students and our families.
Frank, same question to you. Do you approve of vouchers, those initiatives that move public monies to private institutions?
Wow, I agree. No, the school vouchers, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen what they do. It's a government Ponzi scheme. I don't think it's a good theory to try, but it just doesn't make sense.
Very good. You guys are going to keep me busy.
Yeah, I know.
All right, school districts. Let's talk. Frank, you're up first about crossing guard program. Do you believe the crossing guard program is working efficiently? And if not, what would you do to tackle the issues?
Well, the crossing guard program is paid for by the Thousand Oaks City Council. Right now, it's funny. I walk through and you see these, they almost volunteers because they're not paid much, but they're efficient because at the time when the kids are going to school, it seems like everyone's in a rush to get to work, and the safety of our children is really important. And to have those crossing guards there at zero cost to the school district, it's a no-brainer.
Lauren, your views on the crossing guard program?
The Crossing Guard program is an incredibly valuable service from the City of Thousand Oaks. It benefits the schools immeasurably, and we have been working collaboratively with the city over the last couple of years to try to encourage families to get out and walk and ride scooters and ride bikes to school. It fosters a sense of independence for our kids. Getting those legs moving in the morning creates a readiness to learn once kids hit campus. They're out socializing with their friends. I am hopeful that the City of Thousand Oaks will continue to fund the Crossing Guard program in full without any reductions whatsoever into the future.
Okay, thank you. Lauren, we're going to start with you on the next question. Talks about how does the board work with district staff and leadership to recommend those subjects and material that are appropriate for all students, yet assuring that parents are able to be involved in deciding the best needs of their students. So I think this is going to parental rights, and share with us your views about the right way to handle that.
This is a great question about how school districts work. So it's the board's job to set a vision for the district. We decide what should happen, and it's up to district leadership to decide how that happens. But that process is a thoughtful, open process that is done in close collaboration and with abundant communication with our students and our families and our community at large. So as regards review of curriculum materials, materials are brought forward from recommendations that come to us from the California Department of Education, and materials are piloted in schools. They are offered up for review by our community members, and when it's time to select curriculum materials from the board, multiple meetings are set up so that we discuss openly as a board in public. The materials are available for review from anyone who would like.
Have to stop you there.
And then we vote.
Okay. And Frank, same question to you as far as your views about how district staff and the board should work together to set the subjects and work to ensure parents' voices are heard.
This is an important one, guys. Parental notification is pinnacle. We've got politicians doing AB 1955. I read the whole bill. It didn't bother me except for where it said the schools are not allowed to talk to the parents. They actually state that they don't want the parents to be outed, the children to be outed. But defending parental notification is important. Anytime someone does anything to hide something from you about your children, have the children run. There's no reason for anyone to ever hide anything. With me, on day one, I will put a bill or put a mandate through to keep parents informed.
Thank you. I have to stop you there. Frank, we'll start the next question with you. The question is, and it's a sad one, especially in light of what happened last week, but how will you protect our schools from school shooters, especially if some of the gun control laws go away?
Okay. It's disgusting that we have to talk about someone shooting our children. Sadly, when my children got to school at Westlake in 2016, I was on the school to put fences on the back just to make it a little more secure. I could ask any one of you here to take a walk into Westlake High School, and that's the only open campus we have in Conejo Valley Unified School District still. You can walk through the bridge at any time. There's no one to protect them. We need to, unfortunately, because of what everything is done, we need to protect that school. I believe that we should alternate police officers and have them be more involved with our school, have them come in, do drop-bys, because it's a deterrent, and I'm done.
Thank you. Lauren, same question to you. What will you do to protect schools from school shooters, especially if some of the gun laws are relaxed?
So prevention is our best strategy, and the board has passed a resolution on safe firearms storage, and we remind our community about this resolution often. There are folks in town who have firearms. We want to remind them to always have them safely stored because prevention is our best strategy. We have taken many, many measures to make our campuses safe, with fences around everyone, crash gates, single point of entrance and exit, identification at all times. But we do need to advocate with the legislature to remove these weapons from our communities.
Thank you. Lauren, you're up first on this next one. Let's look at the bigger picture as far as not just CVUSD, but how would you promote interagency collaboration? So that could include working with the County Office of Education, the Community College District, Cal State Channel Islands, and California Lutheran University to ensure that our students succeed.
This is a great question. I actually serve in a number of capacities. I serve on the California School Board Association's Delegate Assembly. That is the organization that actually runs the California School Board Association, which is made up of the 5,000 districts up and down California, which allows us for tremendous opportunities for collaboration with our colleagues, for opportunities for training and professional development. I also serve as one of the vice presidents on the Ventura County School Board Association. And again, our board of trustees meet periodically with our colleagues around the county and up and down the state to share ideas, to share best practices. And I advocate with our elected officials at the local, the regional, and at the national level about funding and issues that are important to our district.
Thank you. Frank, same question to you about promoting interagency collaboration.
Great question. I am not part of the school board. I just recently got involved with Kevin McNamee to do off-site tutoring to help the kids get better test scores, because I believe that in collaboration with the City Council to get the off-site tutoring centers is important. What would be nice is if we didn't have different laws, that we could use the high school to have these tutoring centers so we can actually increase our test scores. But you know, you can't have a Cal-Lu student that is doctorate that's going to be a teacher. They can't actually come to class and be there because it's not allowed, so we have to do it off-site, which is a total shame. So I would try to work to get something to make it so that we can have on-site tutoring as well as off-site tutoring.
Thank you. This question is for both of you, but it talks about in the past there has been some turmoil at the Conejo Valley Unified School District with not everybody rowing in the same direction. So Frank, we'll start with you. As far as your philosophy about being an effective board member and working with your colleagues, just share with us your thoughts.
My whole concept with being on the board is to, number one, be involved with the kids, have them have a safe learning environment, and hide nothing from the parents. You got to have a cohesive team. You know, I've seen the fights. I've seen what's happened on the boards. It's, you know, I've talked to other board members on other districts, and they actually watch and kind of laugh. It's really sad. We're grown adults. You know, I started to run for Conejo board, and I get bullying from social media. It's like, guys, grow up. You know, we're here to try to help our kids. We're not getting paid to do this. We're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts, but because you don't like a political stance, you want to go after people, you need to do something so the kids can be proud of you.
Thank you, Frank. Lauren, same question to you about, excuse me, your philosophy about how to have a cohesive board working together with all viewpoints.
I'm really fortunate that all of my colleagues on the board are firmly pro-public education and all committed to good governance principles. We all bring that to our conversations, and I have never doubted for a single moment that all of my colleagues are coming from a place of doing what is right for our students and our families in the community. We all come from different perspectives, and we have really constructive discussions at the board. Sometimes we are faced with issues that are controversial, and there are many different viewpoints. I listen closely and I learn from my colleagues. They bring me perspectives that I hadn't thought of before. I think we make each other better, and I would consider us a high-performing board.
Thank you. Lauren, we'll start with you on this next one, talking about budgeting. So the question is around the funding that the school district gets and mainly your priorities for the district, but I will point out that we all know there was a huge increase in funding due to the COVID money that came through, and we expect to see a lot of K-12 school districts lose some of that funding. So please share with us your views on the funding priorities and what you'll do to handle cutbacks from the state.
Thank you for that question. An evergreen concern is that we should be fully and fairly funded, and we are not. California is the 5th largest economy in the world, close to the 4th largest economy in the world. There's no excuse for not fully and fairly funding our public schools. It's true that we had some stimulus funding. We spent it very carefully and very well with the understanding that it would not be there forever. This past year has been challenging because, as you will remember, our tax filing deadline was put off because of the spring storms we had, and then projections came in less than what was expected. So at our final meeting of the last school year, I asked our chief business officer to give us scenarios of a 2%, 6%, and 10% budget cut so that the board was prepared should we have to consider cuts. That's how we operate, with short, medium, and long-range plans that...
Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
Frank, same question to you as far as your funding priorities and what you think should happen if there are cutbacks.
Right. Unfortunately, all that money that we got from bonds didn't go to where it really should have gone. You look at a board is primarily far left. You know, it's a far left Democratic board. In politics and life, and believe it or not, I believe in it too, solar power is a way to help protect Mother Earth and help make a profit and help for the schools. We could have used Measure I for some electrical panel work and some solars. Didn't do it. You know, there's fiscal responsibility that's really, really lacking. If they're a Democratic panel and they don't know anything about doing solar for the school, and every single high school has got, they don't have LED lights, so that's not helping our environment, let alone helping our budget. And if we could cut that a little bit, it will help our high cost of utilities if we would have spent it properly.
Thank you, Frank. Sorry, I'm reading the question. Okay, we are going to move on to, let's see. Wow, it's an interesting question. So,
Oh, great, it's mine.
we are going to start with you, Frank, on this next one.
Right.
And question is, so why should parents who have students of color or students who are part of the LGBT community feel that they're going to be safe if their students enroll in this district, as far as some of the bullying and other things that have happened? So could you just share your thoughts about how to make sure all students and all parents feel safe on these cultural issues like color, LGBT?
Okay, all right. There's no excuse for bullying, period. Whether you're a parent online bullying, you're a child bullying, as a parent, as a coach, I've never allowed it, and I've always told my boys and my team, always protect the weak. Not saying if there's one person, you protect them. There's nothing. I don't think, and I think we can all agree, no child should be afraid to go to school ever. It's just unacceptable. It's, you know, you look at our schools and you look at everything. There was a young man that I coached. He actually got reverse bullied because he knew that if he got in one more fight, he'd be kicked out of the school. So bullying at any level is unacceptable, and that is...
I'm going to have to stop you there. Lauren, same question to you.
During my first term, we as a board added 2 more advisory councils. The district has many opportunities for students and community members to contribute dialogue about what is working and what needs improvement on our school campuses. Those 2 advisory councils were the African American District Advisory Council and the LGBTQ+ Advisory Council. And those opportunities provide representation, send a message that we care about hearing about those voices. We have invested in very, very significant amounts of professional development for our staff, and we are working hard to make sure that we 100% of the time have a culture of safe, affirming, welcoming spaces where students can learn and feel that they belong.
Thank you. We're going to move to our closing statements in just a moment, but I do want to acknowledge some of our volunteers from AAUW: Eileen, Monique, Rosanna, Sharon, Nardis, and Sally. From the League: Pat, Wayne, Kathy, Jill, Monique, and Cheryl. Also, I want to announce that the Greater Conejo Valley Chamber of Commerce and the Acorn newspapers are collaborating to host a separate candidates forum for both the Thousand Oaks City Council and CVUSD. That'll be at the Lundring Events Center at California Lutheran University. It'll be this Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. It'll also be, it's open to the public, it's free, and it'll be live streamed on the Chamber's Facebook page. At this time, we're going to reverse the order. We'll do closing statements. Frank, you'll have 1 minute. Whenever you're ready, please begin.
Hey guys, I'm asking you to vote for me because I believe I can help the kids. I've done well with my coaching and with the kids that I've coached throughout the years. My greatest joy is when I see my boys and the teams that I've coached come back and they're grown adults and men and very prosperous in life. A vote for me will ensure that the parents have all rights. The parents nothing will be hidden from the parents. I know there's laws that are governing that and hiding that from our parents. I think it's wrong, and there's no way it's going to happen on my watch. It's just unacceptable. I've taught my kids from day one that if anyone says, don't tell your mom, don't tell your dad, run, because they don't have your best interest at heart. So that is a fight I'm willing to fight. So if you want that, vote for me. If you don't want that and you want it hidden.
Thank you, Frank. Our next candidate, Lauren Gill.
Thank you. Once again, thank you to the League of Women Voters and to AAUW for this opportunity. As a teacher's kid, a parent, and now a grandparent, I serve out of gratitude for the impact of public education on my family and my community. I am proud of our school district and energized for the work ahead to sustain and extend our progress. I will continue to work hard every day to deliver on our shared priorities, to create safe, supported paths to success for all students, to ensure our district remains fiscally resilient, and to provide the support our educators need and deserve. Our public schools are the best thing we do together. We come together to support the rising generation, and we take pride in the accomplishments of all of our students. That unity sets a wonderful example for our kids, and that investment makes our community stronger, smarter, more big-hearted, and safer. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
How about a round of applause for our candidates? So this was recorded. It also was playing on TOTV. If you want to see it, you can go to the city's website, follow TOTV. You can find it there. You'll be able to find it on the League's website. And I do want to take one last moment to thank the city of Thousand Oaks. The staff has been tremendous. There always are. The people overseeing the theater, TOTV, we're just very grateful to the work they do. So with that, thank you all very much, and we'll see you at the next one.